Oh my goodness, caught off guard. I've pressed I've pressed live. Oh dear. Well, you know what? I'm here now. I was going to go live, but I was at least going to organise myself. Look at this. This thing is all rickety. Don't know what's wrong with it. Look. Try that. There we are. No. There we are. We're all set now. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Latte with Lynda. Let's see. Let's have a view. Got some hats and the plants. Phyllis. Look at Phyllis. This is, I don't know if you can see there where my hand is. That was just a little shoot a few years ago. And this one. And now they've taken over. Not what I came on to talk about, but welcome to Latte with Lynda's. No idea. What was I going to say? Oh, no. Check my stories. There's something going on. Couldn't say any more than that. Emma knows all about it. Right. So now there was something. I'll have to have a think now. Oh dear. I tell you, could you imagine me in broadcasting? You'd be like, oh good God, what's she doing now? I can't even remember what it was, but it was really significant. So I'll start by telling you about rest. That was it. It was so significant, it went past me. Now, please prioritise your rest. It's called, I have called it, the gentle art of doing nothing. Dancing around here. The gentle art of doing nothing. Really, really important to rest and prioritise your rest. In fact, Mindy Peltz talks about it all the time. It has to be top priority, rest. And just so happens that my new coaching team also talk about rest and deep restorative rest. It doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours, but I feel that sounds very delicious. But it's important to prioritise your rest because it really is important for your health. If you want to lead that beautiful life and carry on that wonderful journey, prioritise your rest so that it is quality time that you're having. So that came up last night actually. I had the pleasure of attending an event by a group called Join Our Table. And it's these amazing women, black women. In fact, let me just tell you what I do. I'm Lynda, and I typically work with black women in leadership who are frustrated and exhausted, doing all of the work without the recognition or the quality of life. In fact, they often feel they're in the room to solve a problem that's insurmountable, and the work they're doing is depleting them rather than enriching them. In fact, I help them to overcome people-pleasing. I'm just distracted by this thing here. So they can stand in their power, own their true voice, and go for what they want and get it. And if you'd like to find out more about what I do, always check the link in my bio. Book a call, let's have a chat. So the reason I mention that is because last night I was in a room of all these women, amazing black women in leadership. And the other thing about leadership is we all leaders. We lead ourselves. Remember that old expression, lead by example. So many people will not recognise that they are leaders. Anyway, each and every one of them was a leader, is a leader. Amazing. So it's called Join Our Table. And that's where there was a lot of talk about rest. And it was really talking about the experience in the industry, in this particular industry, communication, advertising, kind of media, that space. I'm really trying to make it a safe space and what to do. And also the conversation around EDI and changing the language, because it has been hijacked. Like everything that is positive, that is meant to be progressive, it has been hijacked by the far right. So now, when people talk about these things, which are meant to create equity and equality and safety for everybody, it's been hijacked. And now it feels like, these terms feel like dirty words. I mean, you can't even use the term woke anymore. Hijacked. And there's a wonderful podcast, actually. I think it's called Never Far From Nowhere. And it's by a transgender journalist. And they sum it up really beautifully. It's very much about how the far right has hijacked, white supremacy has hijacked a lot of these terms and a lot of these spaces. This idea of equality of voice and allowing everybody to be part of the conversation, especially when I worked at the BBC, it meant you would get the most outrageous people on, being given time, and essentially shouting down other voices. So there's this big debate about that kind of freedom of speech. It's a long story, but anyway, this podcast kind of encapsulates it really beautifully. So do seek it out and listen, because it's really beautiful, really lovely podcast. Right, so this event was really, really good, because as you know, two-timing you with LinkedIn, and I'm still trying to fathom out LinkedIn and how I am authentic on there and my true authentic self. There's a lot of resistance, and it's not that I am necessarily being somebody else on there, it's that I am not feeling expansive and open on there. Like I am. I mean, I go on. Everything that I put on here goes up there and vice versa. But then it's like press send and go. I don't feel that in any other space. It's really interesting. However, so what happened was last night, I met two women who work at LinkedIn, which is fantastic. And they are absolutely perfect for me to connect with, because one is marketing and the other one is branding. Perfect. So I'm going to make sure I get a chat with these two women to sort that out. No. So I had a dream, and you're going to get part 2 of this dream. Or you're going to know why it's significant, because tomorrow is a very, very important day for me. So 35 years ago, early hours of the morning, I had a dream. And in the dream, I was walking down a road, almost like a dual carriageway with my mum. And we were going in one direction, and then on the other side was my dad going in the other direction, and he waved. I think he waved. I'll have to... I didn't keep a dream diary then, but I do remember my dreams. So, this was a very significant dream, because when I did some research around a friend of mine, and I can't tell you what about the friend of mine because it will give it away, because I want you to come back tomorrow and find out what I'm talking about. It turns out that this type of dream is really, really powerful, and it's more about the other person than it is about you. So, come back tomorrow to find out what that dream meant. What I will tell you is that when you dream, most of the time, it's about you, and every character in your dream is a manifestation of you. So that dream I had, that was somebody coming to my dream. And that can happen as well. And I'll tell you the power of that and what it all means and what type of dream it is tomorrow. So you must stay tuned, because tomorrow is a very, very special day for me. And I will be... I'm going to tell you a story as well. I'm going to tell you a full circle story that starts with one person and me, and then links to my nephew, because tomorrow is a really special day for him as well, and a special day for all of the actors. In fact, I can talk about that, because the film Hard Truths by Mike Lee is out tomorrow. It's out tomorrow. I know a lot of people have already seen it, because there was a special Q&A session, which a lot of people went to, and apparently that was brilliant. Heard lots and lots of good stuff, and but tomorrow it's out. It's out for us, the general, the general people, the general public. So Auntie Lynda will be going. I suspect what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a matinee. I like a matinee performance. I did that with Wicked, and the cinema's empty. However, it's just a beautiful experience. Again, it's that sense of peace. So I'm going to look for a matinee performance, if there is one. Hopefully there is one. And I'm realising the half term's coming up as well. So I will look for a matinee experience. What do you call it? A matinee performance. That's it. Matinee performance and watching. So please do watch. Go to see Hard Truths by Mike Lee, starring Marianne Jean-Baptiste and lots of other characters, including my nephew Jonathan Livingston, who has been in many, many things. And full credit, I know, goes to me. However, actually, in fact, my reel today, let me talk about that, because it is a real, excuse the pun, example of that step. What are you holding off from? The butterfly effect. It's so powerful, the ripple effect. It's absolutely incredible. That step you're taking is going to be transformational. It's going to be empowering. It's going to be a life changer, and it's going to take you along your journey. And remember, we are enjoying the journey. This is what it's about, the journey. So we are enjoying and getting ourselves into those moments. And so think about the impact. I've got a little ant. This is another story I should tell you. Think about the impact of your action and what it could do. And really just feel into it, see into it, breathe into it, do what you need to do, and think about what you can do to take that minuscule step. You really do need to break it down to the most ridiculous action necessary. For example, a really classic one is working with somebody who's writing. And it may be that their first step is to sit down at their desk where they write. That may be their first step. And then the next step is it getting a notebook, or is it a laptop? Is it getting a pen, or is it plugging something in? So you break it right down to step by step by step, and you make sure that you congratulate yourself and you celebrate each step. That's really, really important. Do the thing, everybody. Whatever it is, do it, because the impact is life-changing. And I've got a lovely story about how one person did something for me, and then it stayed with me for life and still stays with me. And then that thing I shared with my nephew, I'll tell you that much. And look at the impact. I mean, he may not believe that, but I believe that you can impact somebody, just giving them that sense of joy around something could be the impact. Good morning, Catherine. Good morning. Are you in Colombia? So, that little step you take is powerful. So, there was something, the ant. So, this is something I wanted to share the other day. Now, this, I know it looks a bit dirty. It's had food on it, or something. It's in the bag. In fact, it's clean. It's just got stained by coffee or something. This I used to rescue an ant. So the other day, I looked in the washing up bowl. The bowl where, it wasn't washing up bowl, it's a bowl where I'd washed some lettuce. And I was going to wash the lettuce, and there was some water in the bowl. And unfortunately, there was also an ant. But he wasn't swimming. Normally I find them swimming. So I ran around and I found something, and I strained him literally. I put him in a strainer, shook out the water, and gently put him on that piece of tissue. And then I breathed heavily on him. I know, heavy breathing. I call it ant mouth to mouth. I've done it before and it works. Anyway, I'm looking. And there's no movement from Mr. Ant. And I keep looking, still no movement. Anyway, I go off and do my thing. So I put him down with the plants, which I consider to be a safe space. Anyway, a few minutes later, I don't know how long it was. It could have been 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I go to look to check on the ant. Gone. Flipping body snatcher. That's what it was. Attack of the body snatchers. So initially I thought, well, was he taken by another ant? Because I do know they like to rescue their people, don't they? Little ant beings. And then I thought, I wonder if it was Incy Wincy. It could have been Incy Wincy, the body snatcher. I know. Because I do see a web up there. So maybe. So I've got two options in this story. The ant was rescued by a fellow ant and taken away, or Incy Wincy thought I put some food out. I mean, I tried to tell these ants that they're not safe and they need to maybe just go somewhere else. But I think the thing is, because I've rescued so many, word has gone out. So every so often I see an ant and they kind of come and I say, look, I'm not going to kill you. And I put them in a safe place. And then, they come back again. So that's what I wanted to talk about, I think. Maybe not. I can't actually remember. I did talk about some of the things. So now, do you know what's happened here? I've got, I can see that I've got goddess cards mixed up in here. Let's see what comes out. I've moved that goddess card, letting go cards. Let's see what we've got. Right. Okay, I think this is exactly what I'm working on at the moment. Oh, it is. So, when you are letting go, I mentioned it yesterday, and it's what my coach talks about. It's about separating the thoughts and the story from the actual physical feeling of whatever's going on for you. So, when letting go, ignore all thoughts. Focus on the feeling itself, not on the thoughts. Perfect. I don't think I put yesterday's up, did I? And I don't even know what happened yesterday. Never mind. Thoughts are caused by suppressed and repressed feelings. When a feeling is let go, thousands or even millions of thoughts that were activated by that feeling disappear. That's powerful. Imagine. Because we do have, I don't know how many thoughts a day it is. And if those thoughts are all attached to emotions, is it no wonder you're in the state that you are? We really are going to work on letting go, and it is a muscle that we get to exercise. The more you do it, the more easier it will become. Now, you will find more and more things to let go of. However, it's a process. It's a journey. What is your rush? Remember, the gentle art of doing nothing. So we will be relaxing from lunchtime, I reckon. And just chilling out. Relax and release and let go. Soul Tribe, thank you so much. There are things I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to leave them till tomorrow. So remember, stay tuned for come back tomorrow, because you're going to find out what that dream was, because there's even the scientific research, I believe, on it. Maybe exaggerating there, but there is definitely research. People who research dreaming and research, in fact, there is research, there is scientific work on it, who research this process in our lives, and it has a special significance. And I will tell you all about it tomorrow. Come back, stay tuned. Soul Tribe, you're amazing, as always. Be your true, authentic selves. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I get you, I've got you, I love you. Have a fantastic day. Send you lots of love. Bye.